because we want to start like in a very flexible way. Everybody liked it. It was laid back.
Yes, yes,
Casual
no.
way.
Casual way. So we
Yes.
just start the podcast somewhere,
Mhm.
and then we just talk.
Okay.
But this day I came prepared with questions from the people that were. We have a lot of questions from the podcast, and that's really nice. So I tried to write everything down. It was a lot, so keep those questions coming. And today we have Santiago Moreno here, and we are at Nivel Padel, our first guest. Nice, huh? First guest. So, and we wrote down some questions that I found really interesting. And with some, I could write down the names. With some people on YouTube have a little bit weird names, so it's quite difficult to write down a name like Dragon Killer 64. It's better that like Tom van Santen also did a question. Thank you, Tom. And it's easier for me to write down. So yeah, this is gonna be like the podcast. So thank you everybody. Welcome back. And today I want to ask you a question, and I think this one is really nice. It is, how do you choose your paddle partner? Because that seems to be a very hard thing to choose from. And do you both have any ideas how you can find, or what kind of things you have to look into to find your perfect paddle partner?
It's like life. It's like how you choose your wife or your husband.
Yeah, you just fall in love.
Yes, not fall in love. Yes, but you have to connect with it. Yes, you have to understand how paddle runs, and you have to play with a lot of different players to understand which one is understand your game or understand your
way of playing.
The way you play to connect, because paddle is 2 against 2. So if someone partner it's the weakness partner of the team, everyone is going to push him to win the match. Yeah. So I think the connecting is very important. Herman was professional a long time ago, and I remember always in the draws Schaffer Slava, or Montero Moreno, or González Moreno. So we play with our partners maybe 10 years. So yeah, this is not normal, but we accept that the final result sometimes is not the most important thing. It's just to build something for a long time. So when you know a lot your partner, it's so difficult, in my opinion, to lose matches. If you lose, it's because the other one are much better than you. Yeah.
You played with the same partner for 10 years?
Well, I have many different partners, because back in the days, since we have to work.
About paddle partners.
Yeah, paddle partner. No, life partner, I didn't have so many. But you know, we couldn't have a regular partner sometimes all the time, because maybe I couldn't play a tournament, so that partner finds another partner. But yes, as Santi says, I used to have some partners that we know when we play together, we play well. So as much as we could, we try to. And what I would like to add on it is that sometimes people is always looking to have the best player to play next to them. And for me, that is a mistake. The best 2 players don't necessarily make a good team.
Okay.
What you need is a partner that's complementary to your game and makes you play better. Because sometimes you have somebody much better than you, but you don't get on, you don't play well together. And I think Santi says something very important. This is 2 players, so we should be always speaking about one team. And you see it in the tour many times. You have 2 good players, oh, that's going to be an amazing team. And somehow it doesn't work, because the way of play, the technique, not so important, but the way they understand the sport is not complementary.
Okay. Sometimes maybe 2 players, they are very good, have also both a big ego.
Yeah, but not only the egos, which as well sometimes. But I give you an example for me in the tour. When Stupa played with Sanyo Gutierrez, they did okay, but Stupa was not playing amazing. When they split, Stupa went to play with Lima, and people say, come on, you leave Sancho to play with Lima. And that's probably when we've seen the best of Stupa.
Okay.
Also, when he played with Ale Ruiz, he played really well. Maybe because they didn't put so much pressure, maybe because the way they play is more suitable to his game. Okay. So when you find a partner, as Santi said, play a lot with different people and try to see who makes you play better, who you feel more comfortable on the court, because the results will come. That's a matter of time.
Yeah, but maybe not.
And sometimes, no, we are talking about inside the court, but you live with one partner, you
Yes,
sleep
a
with
lot.
him, you eat with him, you travel with him. So sometimes it's good in the court, and outside the court, it's the relationship is not good. So that is important too. That's sometimes, for example, for the professional coaches now, we are more trying to balance the relationship inside outside than other things. We analyze matches and we say our opinion, right? But keep the calm outside when someone you can play your best padel every day. So someone in professionals, when you lose a match and your partner doesn't play well, everything starts to move it. So
It's difficult to handle that part. So more and more the paddle coaches are being more psychologists
yeah,
in a way as well. Like
because we know
managing
how it's
emotions.
running that. So
Yeah.
we know how they're feeling, and we know what's happening if you take the first decision that you think.
Yeah.
So we put the calm in the team, and we
And do you
keep
think?
going.
Do you think?
And this is also, sorry, this is in the professional side.
Yeah.
Advice for home, for amateur players,
Yeah.
you play to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So find somebody
That you enjoy.
that you
with
Yeah.
enjoy playing with. For me, that's the main. That way, many times when my students say, but I'm not playing, I say, listen, what is the most that you like from paddle? Because I have fun. Okay, well, do whatever it takes to have fun. In
Yep.
the moment this stops being fun, your
might-
performance
it might
also
be
will
a
go
partner.
down as well.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's about having somebody that you enjoy playing with. For me, that's always the professional is a different thing because it's a business in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an example with Vela and Juan Martin for many years. They were not best friends.
Mm-hmm.
They actually sleep in separate rooms, but they knew playing together, they wouldn't find a better partner.
Okay.
So they kept it going for long, and for a long time.
They were the best.
Yeah, and then they split being number one in the world.
Mm. Yeah.
So that's professional paddle is
Paddle.
one thing, and amateur paddle is a completely different thing for me.
Yeah. So maybe you have to choose between having fun on the court or winning. Yeah. And what do you think about having a leader in the team and a follower? So if you think, okay, I am like a leader kind of player, should I find somebody that follows me? Or can it be that you both follow, or can you both be a leader? So if you look to like more mental characteristics.
I wouldn't speak so much about being a leader. I would speak more about personalities.
Okay.
People with strong personalities, sometimes they crash more, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For me, what is more important is that in each team, everybody knows his role. Not only in the personality, but also in the way of playing. If I'm playing on the right and I have a big smasher, well, I know my role is to make the game so he can get a lot of love and he can smash and finish a lot of points.
Yeah.
Instead of me trying to smash them all.
Yeah.
It's just an example, but I think each player in every team sport,
Mm-hmm.
each player has a role. The more you know your role and you stick to your role, the better for the team.
But you have no captain in the team, like because like with a lot of sports you have like a captain.
It depends on the team. For example, now they are playing like if I put one of my juniors with Herman, he's the leader. He controls.
Yeah.
Because he knows what is going to happen. He kept the calm. He knows the strategy, how to switch the strategy quickly, how to calm. But this is normally when it's no experienced player with another one, and that happens in the tour and live. But normally we speak about tour when some young guy starting playing with.
Like
what?
Like Tapia with Bela, then Bela played on the left with Tapia, Tapia on the right.
Our fantastic combination, and they are running, so they have to do it.
But
And
then Bela decides how they play.
with Bela, everything runs, because he makes runs everything. I can play with him, and I can win a match.
He will play to make Tapia play better, or Coelho, and whoever, but that doesn't mean that Bela will not listen to what his partner has to say.
No, yeah,
but it's a
maybe
natural leadership.
Yeah.
And also, he doesn't even have to say, because his partner will be like, okay, what do we do, Bela? I mean, it's obvious. If you play with Bela, you will say, no, Bela, we have to do, no way.
Yeah.
But in the other hand, you have now Bela and Sanyo playing together.
Yeah.
So they're both experienced guy.
That's it.
So
nobody leads.
Both
I
leads.
don't- they both
I think
lead,
they work
yes.
for for the final result, and I think they are in the part of their lives that they hear everything, so they don't have like egos. That's it. They know that they have to fight against guys with 20, 190, and they hit the ball everywhere, so they have to be connected all the time to play against that players. So I don't know what is going to happen. I love this kind of couples because I sit down and analyze how to block the new paddle. The new paddle with Tapia, Goelio, they are doing things and shots that they are not really normal.
I think that's a good bridge because that's also what people asked. The difference between Argentinian paddle and Spanish paddle and how it's like developing at the moment. If there is a difference in the way you're coaching, maybe now, what is happening on the court at the moment? Like the game is getting faster. What are you teaching at the moment? And what is the difference between the old style paddle and the new style paddle?
I think in the past there was more difference maybe between Argentinian style and Spanish style, but I think nowadays it's more about old-fashioned paddle and a new way of paddle. I don't think a Spanish coach or an Argentinian coach will have a different approach just because of the nationality.
Okay.
I think the approach might change also depending on what kind of player you have. For me, and this is a very personal opinion, I will not tell all my students to play the same way. I had to consider their skills, their personality, and once you have that, you're going to try to define or to together with them to decide, okay, how are we going to play this team with these skills in this moment? And that's when you get the best of the team. If you say, no, we're going to play like this, and you don't consider the skills of your players, it's a very short-term thing.
Yeah. Santi, did you change your way of teaching over the years?
100%.
Well,
15 years ago, I'm telling things that now I laugh about that, but this is the experience, and it's like life. With 20 I do silly things, and now with 38 I watch my kids and I laugh because I thought like then. I absolutely agree with Germán. Every player has like they need like a different message. Maybe sometimes drawing, watching the videos, 100 of drills. Other one doesn't need to train because he's magic. Another one needs always drills because with drills he has more security in his game. I'm watching how padel is growing up around the world. We were playing padel from 30 years, and it's not about countries. It's about coaches and how they spread the good padel, the good information, the knowledge, and this is very important. If a good coach goes to China, I hope so that in millions of people they will come back in 10 years. We saw with Sweden 5 years ago, it was like Sweden players were like, and now what? And it's happening. It's going to happen the same in Germany and Holland and everywhere.
It depends, it depends. I always said in these new countries that the main focus should be in having good coaches and good formation, how do you call it, processes or programs, sorry. We spoke about this, about Holland as well, because the next generation is relying on that.
Of course. Yes.
And what kind of things are we changing in the exercises? Are we doing more exercises now with lobbing, going to the net, volleying the lob, or chiquitas going to the net? Is that a change at the moment?
You are doing fantastic questions. I'm watching tennis, for example, no? And I watch like 15, 20 years ago, like Michael Chan. And appears Michael Chan, I think, what's that? But Patrick Rafter was the, and now later appears Sampras, and no one can win Agassi, and appear Federer, and no one can win Federer, and appears Djokovic or Nadal. So, and they play totally different. So, padel changed everything. It's changing every day. I look, for example, Dineno and Stupa, or Dineno and they play the Worlds in the final, and they were like with Chingoto, no? They play. No, with
in the Masters.
In the Master,
Chingoto and Dineno.
And they was in the final. So, if you it's a funny thing, no? But if it's like the Pokemon, if you take the Pokemon to the higher level, the Chingoto can win Tapia or can win anyone.
They evolve.
If they evolve, that's it.
To the next level. Yeah, my favorite Pokemon is Pikachu.
Yeah, I think right now you have to provide the players with as many tools as possible.
That's it.
And by tools, I mean shots and ways of doing. And then, because depending on the opponents, you will use these tools or these other tools.
Yeah.
So the more tools you have in the pocket,
Yes.
you know, the more possibilities you have to adapt. And for me, one of the things that I like to teach is that adaptation mentality. I don't like a player when it comes to say, listen, against this opponent we have to do this, and say, no, I can't, I'm not used to it. So that's the worst for me could happen to a player. A player has to be a very super flexible mind. So even when they're really little kids, try to put them in completely different situations and completely different tactics, just to get the mind flexible. It doesn't matter the tactic itself, just to get the habit that if you tell me now I have to do this, I do it. And that's Bella, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Bella,
you come to Bella and you say, listen, Bella, there is a new rule. You have to play with a stick, but the other ones can play with a racket. And say, okay, you have a grip, and let's go and play.
Yeah.
These are the rules, okay? I do it like this.
Yeah.
And it's windy, okay, where's it blowing? There. So I think that's one of the best Bella skills, the capability to
change.
not to read the tactics, which he has it, but also to say, okay, if today I only have to play loves, I will. The glory is for you.
That's it.
Today is for me to run because you're not good, okay, I run. So for him, the only thing that matters is win. How? It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes.
And that's more with paddle than with any other sport, maybe.
Yeah, because it's so tactical.
Yeah.
And you have so many different opponents, even in different conditions.
Yeah.
You can play in Madrid, where the
Yeah,
ball
that's
flies a lot and you can smash from everywhere. You can play like they play in Malmo, with cold, sea level, so they couldn't smash. So it's a different game.
Yeah.
And he loving it. He said, okay, I lost that match, I'm going to home, I watched the match 100 times, and I want to know how to win it. And he's focusing that. And this is really, really important for be the best in everything. So you can be a doctor, and if it's someone dies, I want to know how to save the next one. So his mentality is like this. So that's great for us and for all the paddle.
And how can we teach that to the people that are listening at home, to be adaptable? Because that's quite different, maybe difficult to do. I had with Jorik was playing today, one of my friends, and he said, well, when I had to change the direction of the bandeja and then smash, it was more complicated. It's very difficult it's much more difficult to adapt to do the same shot.
But this is the nice thing. I sometimes trying with different different paddle players with different levels, and I mix them. And someone I put it like top players against low players, and they say enjoy, because imagine that I put you in front like a player that is not your level, is really, really low. So this is boring for you. Yeah. So do not try to look the result of the match. This is the problem. Okay. If he makes a beaver a double wall and you can take it, say thank you. I am not good in that one. So what I have to do to be better? This guy is making you better. Yep. So sometimes when you take all the young guys to compete, now we are traveling around the world, so now it's more difficult because we have to spend more money. Yep. Yes, but we go with our 100%, and when we lost the match, we say okay, we give the 100%. Yes, okay, this is the most important thing. After that, this is the match. Yep. What happened with this ball? What happened with this ball? What happened with this space? Yep. Okay, let's go to the court. And try again. So lost, win. Okay, we won that one. It will come another one from anywhere to make lose again. Yeah. So this mentality, this is the funny thing. If you leave the competition like that, it's funny because later you meet a lot of people, you travel. Everything is so fun. It's incredible. For me it's a super life. If I have son and daughters, I will put them in the competition because it's really nice. If you watch it like this, if you see that like a ¿cómo dice sufrir?
Suffering.
If you're suffering and everything is win or lose, forget it. Do not compete.
Well, actually, I stopped competing when it all became about winning or losing. I felt like I was not enjoying anymore, and I was suffering more than enjoying. I said, I quit quite young. I mean, I left the tour when I was 29. And I said, that's it. and it's not what it has to be.
But if you come back again
Eh?
with 29, what do you do? If you come back again to that to take that decision?
With your
Well, I would change many things. First, I would probably not listen to many of the people that was in those days, friends,
Yeah.
because for all of us, we were all competing with each other, like this is better than you, this is all not. So it all became kind of a calculation, and instead of saying, listen, I train, I do my best, period.
That's
and
it.
then winning or losing.
Yeah,
is
because
not
that
important.
started affecting me on the court as well.
Like how?
Well, or you think you're better than these players, so you have to win, so you put lots of pressure on yourself.
And then you lost.
And win or lose, but you don't do your best.
Yes, and you are
because
not,
you're not
enjoying
thinking
it.
about the things you have to think.
Yeah.
You have to think about the tactics.
But that's not easy to do. How can we teach somebody that is listening now to think that way?
It's difficult.
It's
really
difficult.
But it's
difficult.
possible.
It's
Yes,
possible. I
first
tried.
of all, what you have to is a lot of talking and understanding, and also it's different with the ages. But what you always have to say to your students or to the people, say, did you do your best? As Santi said before. You did your best? Yes, I'm happy. Because I'm not happy when I did not my best. So I say, I could done more. Fine. I did my best. They were better? Fine. Because also, it's not that they are better. They were better today, in this match.
Yeah.
Same players, maybe I meet them tomorrow,
In
and
different
in
circumstances.
circumstances, and I'm better.
Yeah.
So, and that's for me what we need to teach the kids. And somebody that I really admire a lot is Loco Bielsa, who is a football coach, Argentinian, and he always speaks about that. We teaching the kids success means winning, only winning, winning, winning. We don't really teach success is do your best. And
Yeah, for me it's more improvement. That success for me is improvement. If I come here and I play 20 balls into the net and then you give me a tip and I can manage to play the ball over the net, for me that's more a success.
It's one kind of success. This is a technical success. Okay, and I agree with you, but competition is more than this because
It's mentality.
It's
It's how
mentality.
you deal
High
with-
levels, everyone makes biboras and double walls and drop shots. Good, yes, but when you have this pressure on your side, on you, the pressure you take that pressure for you. No one say because you cannot hear anyone and you can thinking about only I know what I have to do and the ball here is the ball like in the training. It's the same ball.
Yeah.
Normally in the train, I threw the ball faster than in a match.
Yeah.
So, like if you take your brain and you put it in 100% of peace, you put like 20% of my mother is paying me the flight tickets and this is a pressure. I have to work tomorrow, 25. I have 2 lessons. I switch 2 lessons to and you are playing with 35% of your brain.
Yeah.
You are died.
Because you are distracted.
You are died. Competition, you have to go with 100% like it's like a super party.
Yeah.
Sometimes the
Yeah.
people say, I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous because I'm happy. I want to be here.
Yeah.
I want to compete. After that, I'm going to win or I'm going to lose. But
Yeah.
this is like life. My mother always says, Santi, to be died, it's only you have to stay alive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the same. Here, you're going to lose or not. It doesn't matter if you lose. Okay, go there. Show me what do you practice. Competition is only for testing if you train. It's running good or not.
Mhm.
I'm back again tomorrow. See, that's super. In competition, they have. Jose Luis told me there are millions of tournaments. Say, well done. This congratulations. When we train, when we play, it was one month, 2 months later. So when we lost, we have to wait 2
One more match
months
to compete.
or 2 months to compete. You can compete with a super prizes every weekend.
Yeah. I mean, look at an Olympic athlete. Has to
Yes.
wait 4 years.
Yeah. That's
And
24
maybe
years.
1 month before the competition, he gets an injury.
Yeah. So you have to test your skills.
But
That's-
this
that's
is the
why
good
the
thing.
matches are
We
for.
can test the
That's it.
skills very, very often.
Very-
And what you were asking about, okay, how we do it to focus and not to pay attention to the things we shouldn't, the tactics.
Yeah.
Just focus on the tactics. And this we learned it, I remember I can't remember who I was playing with. I think it was with Lucas, actually. Some moments we started having some problems to close the match. We were playing really well when we were under. we're winning, but 5-4 in the second set. So what we started doing was, okay, we are going to do a specific tactic for this point. So we were so focused on what we have to do that we forgot about the pressures. Yes, we said, okay, Germán, for example, no, I'm making it up. If he serves to the right, you return straight. If he serves to the left, you return a lob. So I was so focused on that.
That's two things.
So that's all. Once you return the ball, then you don't think anymore about any other stupid thing. When you think about stupid things, it's like, oh, I'm going to win the first tournament. Or you're opening the champagne before, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So all that happens when you stand in there to serve or when you stand in there to return the serve. Once you hit the first ball, all that shit disappears. Yeah. So what we started doing is making a specific, it didn't really matter which tactic it was. It was just something to distract us from stupid sticks.
Yeah, for me it feels like there's one driving, you have to be the garbage man. All the trash out of your mind, you need to take off, you take it into the garbage can and then you enter the court. And when it's tight, maybe get rid of all the stupid information in your head or the score or 30-40, 2-2, if I lose this match.
But for me it's the most difficult thing in the world. So
to clean the mind.
Poof.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's so difficult, and you have to train about that. Every time you compete, goes better.
Yeah.
If you go in the good way and the advices are good, right? So, if you want to compete better, you have to compete more. That's 100%.
So if somebody is scared to play or scared to start, they should start with playing matches as soon as possible.
Yes, 100%. And tournaments.
Yeah.
Tournaments.
For me,
and
probably the best coach in the world, Horacio Álvarez Clemente, or one of them at least, he always used to say...
And who is coaching?
Right now, I don't know, but
Madrid,
he has coached them all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has been coaching Vela, he has coached all of them, actually.
Everyone.
And he was one of the first professional paddle players, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for me, he's the Bible,
right.
paddle. And he used to say, play a lot of paddle tournaments, because in every paddle tournament, in every match that in a tournament, you have a different problem. So the more problems you go through, the more solutions you have in your bag.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just about playing against better players, because maybe you're playing really well, and then you have two players that say, it's impossible that they beat me, but they play different. And somehow, they manage to get you in trouble. So then, okay, when I have players that play, because you lose, you go home, as Santi said, and then you say, okay, why did I lose?
Yeah. When I was training, when I was younger, when I was 9 years old, for the Federation of Holland, I had to write everything down, my match results and stuff. And I think last time I had some problems with one of my companies, and I also list down the problems and then the problem solving. And then I was like, okay, this is the problem, okay, this is maybe the solution, bum, 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 bum. I think it would be good if everybody is not scared of losing the match, because let's be honest, if we play a second category tournament here in Marbella and we lose, it's not the end of the world. So maybe we overvalue the fact that we are losing a second category tournament somewhere, or we lose the local mixed in Sweden. That we just write down what went wrong, and maybe we write down afterwards what would be the solution, and maybe we can maybe you can start to think this way.
It helps you, but you say something really important. You have to be honest. In paddle, normally the people are not honest.
Oh, it's the partner.
So you have to be honest.
It's your partner's fault.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes, that's happened, and this is not the way. I always say to the guys, okay, if Germán wins the lottery, you are rich. No. So it doesn't matter if Germán loses 100 balls or no. You didn't lose any balls. You put everything inside. You are incredible.
So maybe we can back to the first question, like how to find a perfect paddle partner. Like a paddle partner, maybe we can make a list of what is important in a paddle partner. And first thing could be not even the level, but the honesty. That we are honest with each other. Who made the mistakes, or why did we lose the match, or why did we win the match, and that we are honest with each other. Let's say, yeah, you play a lot to his forehand, that's why we made...
But this is the experience. For that question, in my opinion, humilde totalmente, it's if you want to choose a good partner, you have to try 100. Because when you try 100, say, I don't want that one. I don't want that guy. And I want a guy to enjoy the weekend.
If you let me say something, I think also we are speaking a lot about the partners. But I think the first thing we should start paying more attention is,
to be better for your partner.
am I a good partner?
Okay. Yeah.
Be a good partner. Be somebody, because many times, there's a lot of players say, oh yeah, I can't find a partner. Okay, they can't find a partner because maybe you are not a good partner. And I always say, it happens a lot that my student comes, oh, my partner is terrible, or he failed. I say, listen, first of all, your partner wants to win as much as you do. So if he fails, he doesn't do it on purpose. He might not be playing well, he might be doing bad choices, okay, arguable. Yeah. But the first thing you have to understand is that your partner does not do it on purpose. He doesn't want to lose. No. And I think many times we forget about that, and we always want to blame somebody instead of finding solutions. Yeah. So if my partner is failing, is having a hard time, if I put more pressure on him, it will not help him at all.
So you change the tactics, so maybe
he will fail more. So what do I do if I'm in that situation? I say, listen, I'm going to play more balls in. I'm going to run more until he finds and he feels more comfortable on the court. Yeah. Or I would say, listen, how can I help you?
Yeah. I think I had I was playing with Itz last weekend, and we had to play against the guy. The guy on the left was way better. The guy on the right was not so good, was making mistakes. So he started to walk into my Vibora every time, and we started losing the points. And I lost all my the match before I was playing Vibora. I was like, oh, I have so much control. I was feeling very good, very sharp. And then I played the match, and I lost all my confidence. And they said, yeah, but Sven, we have to play to this guy because the other one is so much worse. And I said, well, listen, I just don't feel comfortable with this. So I'm just gonna slow it down and play slow and no mistakes, but I'm gonna play in that corner because I feel comfortable. And then the match changed, even though it was not the best tactic to play. So I think the emotional feeling that you have on the court might be more important than a wrong tactic or a good tactic.
Well, sometimes when I play, a match, especially when I play with younger players, they ask me, as he say, I'm more experienced. I say, Herman, how do I play that? What I say, listen, play the way you feel more comfortable with. You do your game, I'll try to adjust to you a little bit, and as we play, we will find a way. But for me, it's more important that my partner is comfortable on the court than me telling him 100 things to do, block him, and making him do something that he might not be used to. Yeah. So, that's what I was saying at the beginning. You have to consider the skills and everything.
Of your partner as well.
Yeah, and this is I'm going to make a silly example in the match, I see a gap there, and I want to play there because I know I have to play there. But I have the ball back here. Well, it will be very stupid from me to try to play there. Yeah, but the gap is there. Yeah, but I can't. So even if the best choice would be that one, right now, it is not. I have to play there. Yep. And with this, it's a little bit similar. Maybe the best tactics is to play because that player is weaker. Yep. But for my partner, it's uncomfortable to do that. So the solution will be worse than the problem.
Yeah, because you're going to make mistakes.
So you have to consider that as well.
Yeah, you have to understand what your partner is capable of and what he doesn't like. So what kind of questions should I ask my partner before the match? Maybe Santi.
Your super question, I loving it, but you are talking about you are talking about you don't have comfortable with your Vibora, for example. Yeah. If you have the problem, if your problem is yours, we have to play to help you because you are two. We have to try to help you.
Because we were losing the match because of me. I made like a lot of mistakes.
You feel that? You felt that?
In that moment, yeah. And then we changed the tactic, and then we won the match.
Well, you have 100 things to do it. If you play more parallel, it can come, for example, more to help you. Different tacticals, yes, but if you don't feel comfortable like this, you can stay in the back. You can win the match with difference. But we go back again to how many tools do you have?
In your backpack.
In your back, because, okay, you don't have Vibora and you are died.
Yeah. You can play bandejas, you can let the ball pass and play more bajadas. But the point is, what you were asking is that you can build up the tools training after the match. The important thing is right now in the match, I don't have the tool, what do we do? Yeah. So maybe if you play with them, the ball comes to you a lot here. But if we play there, maybe the lobs go more to your partner. That's a possible solution.
That's it.
But let's say like somebody is not like he misses a couple of shots, or my partner doesn't say that he's not comfortable with a specific shot. Would it be good to sit down and say, okay, listen, we second set we're on the bench and we say, okay, listen, why are we losing the points? Why are we winning the points? Do you know?
But you are coach and you are playing in that moment, for example, right? Okay, so if you can do nothing with your vibra, it's normally when I coach the players, I take them to the calm again. Okay, if you miss a vibra, you know in that level why do you miss a vibra. Maybe it's not a vibra, it's not the moment to do a vibra, maybe your aim ball is down or your grip or something like that. So when you threw the ball outside, for example, if I take a ball here and I do a vibra and I threw the ball to the wall, it's because I'm hitting under the ball, no?
Yeah.
So I push the ball up. So you have to analyze the mistake, keep calm, and work in that. So you have to come back, but you can take it to the ground way. You have to. You need tools to repair that problem. Yes. And come back again, or if you can put the ball inside because it's windy or wherever,
so like,
yes,
can you
maybe you have to leave the ball pass, low parallel, restart again. So that's the funny thing of the matches. If everyone plays well every day, we have
will be world champion.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
I always say that the difference between a good player and a great player, and you're gonna excuse me for what I said, but I say any idiot can win when he has a good day. It's super easy to win.
Yeah.
So, but the winners win when they don't have a good day. That's what makes it different. When things don't go easy, don't go natural, you know, and it happens. You're playing, you're just in the rally, and you say, "Oof, today I have it."
Yeah.
Nothing can go wrong. You know, you feel it, and everything flows. And some of the days you're rallying and you say, "Oh, it's going to be one of those days." So, what do? Well, first of all, you play with more margin, you put the ball in, and you keep positive, saying, listen, today I have to play different. You accept it. The first thing, you accept it. I cannot do the things I usually do, and you just go in, and you talk to your partner. So I think those things are not magic, but you have to talk to your partner, and you have to decide things together.
it's a game. And in that game, you have to look for solutions every day. Every day. And this is the funny thing. If everything is always the same, it's not a funny game.
No.
So that's it.
But for me, the most important thing is to try to say, listen, we both want to win, so put the ego there, and say, listen, because normally when this situation happen in the bench, you think, hey, no, but you're failing, but no. Okay, listen, okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah, maybe we have to make like playing rules or a contract. No, but like let's say if you make a mistake and I say, Herman, what are you doing? Yeah, we're not gonna play better, so maybe we should play. Okay, we are positive or neutral with each other, and if you are, one of us is negative, we shouldn't continue.
Well, this is what's taking us for the first question. We were saying somebody that you enjoyed playing with.
Yeah.
For me as a player, and this is very personal, I enjoy playing with somebody that we can talk through and we can decide, listen, I think this is the best way. And I have a person, apart from Lucas, that I'm playing nowadays, Miguel Doncel, you know him. And with Miguel, he always, no, you're the best. No. And we are playing, and he comes and says, Herman, I think if you play this one there, it's better because look, he's coming. Fine, you're right. And if I say, Miguel, be careful with that one, or do that, or try this or that, I say, fine. And in the same way, maybe he said, Herman, I think we should do that. And I have the confidence to say, no, I don't think so. Okay, what do we do? Well, and we don't do anything until we both agree we're going to do that.
Okay.
So for me, that's the kind of partner that I want. A partner we can talk to, and he knows that if I say something to him, it's not a criticize. And I know that he says something to me. We're both looking for the same target, a goal, which is the best for the team. And we not only want to win, we want to win in the easiest possible way. Okay.
It doesn't cost a lot of effort and mistakes.
Yeah, well, we know the tournament is 4 matches. Yeah. We obviously will not 20 anymore. But that's how I enjoy padel. Doesn't mean everybody has to enjoy the same way.
Well,
but
I like it when you construct a tactic and it works. Because I like our tactic. Not everybody should listen out, turn off if you're playing against us soon. Like it's airlines. So my partner, he can jump over the court. So if I play like a soft V1 in the middle and he goes into the net, boom, and then if it works, it just gives. That's how I enjoy paddle the most. If you construct a tactic and it works, but I also hate it the most if if it just falls apart.
But this is your role in the in the team.
Yeah.
You build everything, and for example, each can finish easier than you.
Yeah.
And this is not. That doesn't make that Sven is better than each, or no? Sven
No.
maybe is better than each. I know I am better, and I know that Herman is better, and I know so. But we have to create the best team,
Possible tactic.
the best team with
Yeah.
your tactical and your physical attitudes of each, on the shots and everything, to try to win everyone.
Yeah. So you need to know your weaknesses and your strengths.
Everyone has to know it. So I
So
am
they-
totally,
you write it
totally
down?
agreed.
Yeah.
Read it. Yes.
Write it down.
Read it.
My smash is super good. Okay, what
Yeah.
can we do so I can smash? It's your volley out of the court is good. How can you play the volley? How
That's
can we
it.
play?
If you ask it to be the consistent guy and to build up the point, probably it's not, because it's not his way. So, you know, it's like if you ask a fish to walk
That's
and
it.
he can't walk, you can say this fish is stupid. No, he just can't walk.
Yeah.
So you have to know what you're good at and what he's good at, and let's try to create a tactic around that.
That's
Yeah.
it. And this is a super team.
Okay. Yeah. So you need to know your strengths, your weaknesses.
Who is better,
Write it
Chingoto,
down.
Chingoto or Tello? Totally different.
Different skills, and the best team can put both players in their strongest.
That's
point.
it. But when the ball comes high, what is Chingoto? What's he going to do?
Yeah. You move
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
And he
example,
doesn't care. He either takes the
it's-
glory or.
Okay.
I mean, there's no better example than Vela and Juan Martin back in the
Martin.
days. And everybody goes, Juan Martin is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. But
It's amazing. Yeah.
but he had a slave running in and doing all the dirty work.
Yeah.
And when they split,
It was not the same anymore.
no. But Vela kept winning. Vela kept winning. It doesn't mean
Yeah, because then
Vela was better than
he played with Lima then after.
Yes,
Yeah.
but my point is that they were good together because they really knew what was. So Vela wouldn't make it without Juan Martin, and Juan Martin wouldn't make it without Vela.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
simple as that. Then you might like this style better, you might like this other style better,
Yeah.
but you cannot say he was better than him or they won because of him or because of that.
Mhm.
Yep.
This is the first question.
This is the first question.
I have-
Holy moly.
I have
I wrote
hairdresser.
down
I have
1,
hairdresser.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions.
I had to cancel the next
Okay.
appointment.
See you tomorrow, man.
I need to come. I want to tell them I'm going late.
When is dinner coming? Yeah, somebody asked like, how do you find? When do you know you have the perfect partner? But I
I
think
think we
there is
just.
no
Yes.
such thing.
No, but
as
I
a
think we
perfect
should
partner.
explain
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So, and maybe one quick question. Maybe this one is easier. I don't know it from who it was, but when we lob, is it always correct to go to take the net, or can we variate? So I think what he's asking, that if I play the lob,
Mhm.
because like I think you do it, Herman, sometimes, that somebody plays a bajada, that one is at the net and one stays at the back. Because we tend to learn, or we play like a nice lob and we both go and take the net to block the bajada, but sometimes, maybe tactically wise, it is better if one stays at the back. But is there a reason why?
Well, I think it depends a lot on the opponent's skills. If the opponents don't have a great bajada, we both go forwards because we want to take the net and we want to reduce the time of reaction. But it happens sometimes that when the opponent has a really good bajada, like Paquito, for example, he has a very fast, and it's hard to know if it's going to go here or there. One player goes and the other one stays because, for example, I don't know how to explain this from here. I'm going to try my best.
Yeah.
Let's say we have this player playing the bajada. Yeah.
The player
This
on
is on the left.
On the player on the left is
On
going to
the
play the
left.
bajada.
So normally, the way we normally do it is that this player moves forwards, and he can cover a little bit, and a little bit of the middle.
Yeah.
And the other one, why? Because this player, if he goes forwards, he has to cover both middle and the other side. So basically, he's going to be gambling. He's going to say, okay, I choose this. If it comes here, great. If
Yeah.
it's not,
But it's 50%.
So the player in the parallel can take the net, and the player cross courts stays at the back.
Because the most difficult shot is the angle of that side.
Okay.
So we can cover everything, but we cover most of the court with that
Yeah.
strategy.
To make your opponents guessing where they have to
Yeah,
play.
and you stay more or less by the line, sometimes one step forward. So if the ball goes to the middle, you might catch it back when it comes.
But you have to be confident about your defending, because I think we played a match and then you stayed at the back, you covered the center, and I only had to cover my backhand volley on the left side. And then if they played straight, then you got it because the bandeja of the bajada was straight. Then it's still okay to. So let's say the player on the left takes it, and the
Yes.
player on the left also is going to go forwards.
Yes, yeah, but in that case, it's because probably the backhand player is playing from a lot in the middle.
Yeah.
It depends on the
And
angles.
then the right player can stay at the back.
Yeah, but as I say, that's
Is advanced.
yeah, no, and also it comes back again to talk to your partner. When I do this with my partner, I say, okay, if this happens, you go there, I stay here, and we cover like this. And if that happens, the same situations can be managed in different ways,
Yeah.
and every team has a different way to manage it. So I think we come back to that. You need to talk a lot to your partner.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't realize that, and when it happens a few times, you say, listen, they passed me 3 times. Next time I'm going to stay back, okay?
That's
Let's
it.
try to see if that works.
Again, we go back to the skills of the opponent. So sometimes you show like super bajadas of Paquito and they block it easy because they study Paquito 25 videos.
Yeah.
The first time it's impossible. You don't know where the ball goes.
Yeah.
So it's like a statistics.
Yeah.
So it's the same. No, in
Yeah.
amateur, you have one match normally, and maybe you don't play.
If they know his pattern,
That's
they have
it.
a problem.
Yes.
But also if they know.
But in amateur, normally they have one pattern, or maybe
Yes,
maybe
So it's
two.
easier to read an amateur because they have 1 or 2 patterns
They don't-
without them even
Yes.
but
Yes.
also in amateurs, my advice is that you both go forwards and you both cover the middle because they're not so precise.
knowing. No.
So if they want to go to the sides, let them take a risk.
That's it.
Yeah.
But in professional level, they only need this much space.
Yeah.
To put the ball inside.
But
yeah.
in amateurs level,
Yeah.
go for the probabilities.
Yeah.
And so what is a safe shot for the opponent?
To the middle.
To play to the middle.
middle,
So
yeah.
cover the middle.
Yeah.
They pass you once in the side, fine.
Okay.
But 10 times you win it in the middle.
Yeah. Perfect.
So amateur is always different in that sense for me.
To wrap it up, guys, because it's already been half an hour, more or less. I don't know. I have no clue. And
We do
even
what the boss
more-
says.
Sasha says even more, or she is mimicking that it is more. That was difficult. This motion. So most important things to find the perfect paddle partner. And you have to talk with your partner a lot to
Yes.
construct the tactic. You need to think of how can I be a better partner for my partner, because that's more important. And then you probably find a better partner.
The first step is that one.
The first step is that one.
Watch yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
after
start
that,
with yourself.
yeah.
Don't blame the partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how many times people say, okay, come on, you keep failing. And when the ball comes to me, I keep failing. I say, listen, if you do your job first.
Exactamente.
And then maybe you can say something to your partner.
Okay. Perfect. So blame yourself first, because we saw your last game was not so good. So blame it on yourself, and then I like the contract to create a contract and like how do we talk with each other, and write down your values if that's more or less the same. Don't talk negative to each other, only positive or neutral. After the match you can fight, but during the match you have to be
Constructive.
constructive feedback.
Yes,
Nice, I like
always.
it. Yeah, like paddle, you have to construct the point, so you have to construct your feedback as well. Anything else that I missed?
I think it's okay.
We covered quite some.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
covered
it's
a
too
lot.
much. Yeah, and thank you everybody for watching. If you have a question that you would like to get answered in this podcast, then let me know. Also, sometimes you are having a very long comment underneath a normal video that we do on the Mondays. If that is super long, we try to maybe to answer it in the podcast. But today we only answered 2 comments, so I don't know how that's going to be. If we can do a quick. I think our podcast is just as long as how long you have to construct the point in paddle. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And thank you, Germán. Thank you, Santi.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
both.
A pleasure to be here as
Yeah.
usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now in the shade at Villa Pardiana Racket Club. Amazing place. So if you want to go here to play paddle, let me know and I'll give you the phone number of Villa Padiana or the Santi or Gemron where you want to have lessons with, or me, of course. Hasta luego, ciao, adios.
Ciao, ciao.